There is no tomfoolery here. None whatsoever. Hi, friends. How we all doing? There we go. Hi. Do I feel better? Better enough. This is just me at the time of the season changes. It's just sinus issues, congestion, sounding nasally. That's my MO this time of year. Shine, hello, welcome in. Hi. How's Dead by Daylight going? How are we doing, friends? Yeah, I'm alive. I'm here. I'm doing the things. Yeah, today we're making Pichelsteiner and we're making raspberry Kuchen. For those who are curious, Pichelsteiner is just stew. It's Bavarian stew specifically, and raspberry Kuchen is a fruit cake. It's not a cake. I don't know what you would call it really. It's like a I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what you would consider it to be. I feel like Zitrone. I even looking like back where I grew up in Wisconsin. I'm like, I feel like Zitrone knows a very good amount of this. Jawohl. But yeah, I've never made it before. I've never made either of these. But the neat thing is that it's pretty much easy ingredients to have around the house. The only thing that I actually had difficulty finding, the Pichelsteiner calls for celeriac, which is also known as celery root. Most grocery stores here don't carry celery root. It's not that none do. Yada, thank you for the resub, buddy. You do not have to do it. It would be a shame if someone were to resub. How dare you? Also, Grum, how you doing, buddy? There's no tomfoolery here. Also, Candy, congratulations on the first Hello Raven. Yeah. I'm originally from North Dakota, which is 50% German, 50% Norwegian. Yep. Candy and I did Ancestry a few years ago, and they still update my stuff from time to time because you get more DNA in your systems. You're able to tell more about someone's genetic makeup. I am like 50%, like on my mom's side, it's basically 80% German and like 10% Dutch. So I'm like, okay, so, and literally it's like, yeah, my mom's like, yeah, our family was from Northern Germany. So I'm like, okay, it makes sense. But yeah, I hope everyone's been doing well. It's, health-wise, it's not been a great week for me. I have been saying this ever since like the past couple of years that I've been getting a little bit older. Any seasonal change from when it gets warmer to colder, I have sinus headaches pretty much every day now. And I'm also congested every day too. So I have this beautiful little thing I bought. I actually can assemble it for you guys because it's in here drying right now. So if you've ever been curious about clearing out your nose and you don't want to keep blowing it, might I recommend hold on, the Navage Irrigator. It is battery powered. It blasts water with one and sucks it back up with the other one. And then it drops it all in here. So yeah, what do? I basically power wash the inside of my nose 2 times a day. It's good stuff. But it actually... So, Grum, one of the things in the United States is pretty common. It's called a flexible spending account for your health insurance. Here's the thing. You have to use certain amounts of the money by the end of the year. By the end of whenever your year is for your program. Mine ends in June, because that's how my organization operates for my job. Because our fiscal year starts in July. I had like $1,000 I had to spend, so I'm like, what can I just buy that's gonna qualify for this? So literally, I bought 2 of these, one for me and one for Candy. So we each have our own King Power Wash simulator with the simulator every day. It's 2 times a day. I will say it works so well though. It actually does clear up my nose really well. Now, does it get to the sinuses? No, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And sometimes that's all I can ask for, is it like some modicum of relief. But yeah, so I mean, first part of the stream is going to be me literally chopping up vegetables because this recipe calls for a lot of vegetables. Just to put it in perspective, we have onion, garlic, leek, carrots, celeriac, potatoes, cabbage. We have a lot of everything. So there's a lot for me to chop. And of course, the cabbage is like, oh, it's 4 cups. I'm like, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? It's German. Of course it's potatoes and cabbage and that kind of stuff. Gonna be, I really am. But I'm being smart this time for my own sanity. I'm actually gonna be chopping them up in containers and then just kind of putting them to the side, so that way when I need them, I can just do what I need to do. Let's see. So first and foremost, I gotta chop up that onion. Where are you? That's garlic. There's my onion. King beans. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. We don't do that here. Did I need a whole? Or no, I needed a whole onion. But yeah, actually, that's too big of a container for what I need. That's actually gonna be a little bit better. Yeah, impasta. It's an impasta here right now. But yeah, let's get ourselves chopped. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good weekend for themselves so far. Relaxing. We're not doing a whole lot this weekend, which is kind of nice. We're gonna go see the Chainsaw Man movie tomorrow, so that should be good. I'm looking forward to that. Now, do we get a season 3 or season 2? I certainly hope so, but I'm not holding my breath. But that should be a good time, because I have heard the movie is very, very good, and you know, we get to go see it in the theaters, so that's even more fun. Because I love, though, that it is actually becoming more and more commonplace for bigger American theaters to start showing anime movies that are like coming out of Japan. Because I'm like, now that there's like an actual legitimate market for it, watch them thingies. Oh, I will. You know, I think there was a video I saw a couple days ago. The weebs of, like, you know, the early 2000s, late 90s walked so the weebs of the 2020s could run and not be tormented and bullied for liking anime like I was. Because let me tell you, I was in the small minority of people who watched anime in my high school. I really like that the Ghibli movies come out in theaters every year too. Oh yeah. No. It's one of those things where it's kind of nice to be able to see some movies that you never got a chance to see in theaters on a big screen, just to like get that experience. Because I think, and don't get me wrong, I love watching like movies and stuff at home on my own TV, my own couch, but it doesn't replicate a movie theater. It just doesn't. It's never going to, and I understand that. The one thing I do wish about this big cutting board is that I had a little bit... I mean, what I should realistically do, actually, I need to get one of those flexy metal scrapers that you can then use to, like, pull stuff off of, like, a surface. Because that would be a hell of a lot easier than just trying to use my hands, honestly. Yeah, because, like, I'm thinking, like, it's Ghibli movies like Ponyo, I would love to see in theaters. Ponyo, or, Howl's Moving Castle. Spirited Away is fine. It's not my favorite, but it never does unless you spend thousands to... Exactly. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, our setup is nice. Like, we have surround sound. It's a big TV. We have a couch. I actually just invested in those reactive lights that you basically put a camera that reads your TV screen, and it will basically mimic the lighting behind the TV. That's kind of what's going on screen, which is kind of cool. Oh god, I just tear-gassed myself. Oh, the one thing I don't like about cutting onions, my god. Oh, my eyes. Alright, let's get ourselves some garlic now, too. I haven't gone seen Nausicaa in a long time. I have actually not seen Nausicaa. There's actually, I will admit, there's a lot of Ghibli movies I haven't seen, actually. I in the grand scheme of them, I've seen like 5. Hi.
It sounds like a fucking weeb.
Guilty as charged. Ugh. Oh, it's definitely doing that. You know, I hate to say it, friends, I know Whole Foods' whole pitch is organic and natural. Brother, this is too small of a head of garlic. This is tiny. This is ridiculous. And for how much I paid for it, too, it's even more insulting. This is my rant about how Whole Foods is overpriced. But here's the thing. I ended up going to Whole Foods because I knew they would have celery root. I'm like, if any store is going to carry it in this area, it's going to be Whole Foods. And they did. But of course, they didn't carry Savoy cabbage, because why would they? Now, I know it says it calls for, like, 3 cloves. I'm like, we're just going to do the whole head, because this is a tiny-ass head of garlic. As they always say, measure garlic with your heart. Ugh. Does have an electric salmon dip. I believe that. No, Whole Foods for certain things is really, really good. Whole Foods for other things is completely overpriced and not worth it. Here's the funny thing too. I said this to Candy. I literally, for the Kuchen, I needed powdered sugar. Whole Foods doesn't carry just straight powdered sugar. They're like, oh, do you want monk fruit sweetener? Or like this kind of sweetener? Or like this kind of sugar? I'm like, do y'all just have confectioner sugar? Is that just not a thing? Apparently it's not. Because apparently sugar is bad. I don't know. But I was very annoyed. Come on, Bubbles. Ugh. Yeah, so that was my rant about, you know, not carrying normal things. I think that's the thing too. It's that it's like they'll carry it. It's how much are you willing to spend on it kind of thing. And there's just some things where I'm like, I refuse to spend a lot of money on this. I think there's a Whole Foods on my commute route. The only sugar is a booger sugar. That sugar is exactly. Yeah. No, I was so pissed when I almost went up. I almost went up to an employee. I'm like, do y'all just carry confectioner sugar? Am I asking for too much? Beyond this, like, bougie, like, this is organic turbinado sugar. I'm like, do you mean brown sugar? Again, it's me being petty about things and knowing what things are. Monk reads, yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, Whole Foods is great. I'm like, it's great, but for really common staples, it sucks. And it's weird that their whole pitch is like, we can be your everyday grocery store. I'm like, no, you can't. No, you can't, unless I'm doing some Erewhon cooking BS, which I refuse to do. We don't even, actually, surprisingly enough, where we live, there is no Erewhon. I would love to go into one just to laugh at the prices, because for those who don't know, Erewhon is the most insanely high-end grocery store. It's comical how much they charge for the stuff in their stores. Like, there was a video I saw on TikTok where it was like a couple that went into like an Erewhon and were basically playing a guessing game with one another of like, guess how much this costs, essentially. I'd say about like maybe a 5-ounce jar of pesto like this costs $30. $30 for pine nuts and basil. Are you kidding me? Straight Colombian's not bad. Come on. I know there's better ways to peel up garlic, but I'm just like, eh. I think that either Milwaukee or Chicago is supposed to get an Erewhon soon. I hope it does. So there is one in Manhattan somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where it is, but there's definitely one there. Now, how successful is it? Probably pretty successful, because it's New York. And trust me, there's a lot of people with a lot of excess money. But still. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things where it's just like, if this doesn't speak to the times we live in where there's just like these high-end grocery stores where only the rich can go. Let's get our garlic into there. And this will go off to the side. Because like I said, we're just doing all the prep work right now. And then we can start cooking. Because we will actually have a little bit of downtime to chat. Because I kind of checked the recipe timing on the things. We're going to have a good few minutes where I'm not going to be really doing anything, which is fine. But, yeah. because the Pichelsteiner has to go for like an hour on the stovetop. So that's when I'm going to make the Kuchen. But even the Kuchen doesn't take that long to prep. So, alright, one leek. Oh my god. Guys, look, I'm Hatsune Miku. I'm Hatsune Miku. I'm Hatsune Miku. You can't not do that if you know that meme. Like, I have a leek. I'm clearly going to leek spin it. Why wouldn't I? Did it actually want me to chop this after? Oh, he wants me to chop this up. He wants me to rinse this afterwards, whatever. That actually makes it a little bit easier, because I can just throw this all in the colander. We're gonna chop you off, because I don't need you. Hatsune Liku. Exactly. Ugh. No, listen, I would be mad if you didn't take the chance. Yes, I'm glad they're telling me to wash it, because I'm definitely seeing some dirt in there. But I mean, that's to be expected. I almost think I should have bought 2 leeks, honestly. For how small this guy is, I'm like, I should have bought 2. Now that I'm looking at him. Oh, Jesus. That would have been bad. Like, the whole, like, outer skin of, like, the outside of it just sheared off. Like, oh, God. Yeah, see, I'm glad I'm washing you, because that's a lot of dirt. Jesus. It's organic. It's disgusting, is what it is. There we go. Let me pick up the leek that fell on the ground. Ugh. Alright. Ugh. Brother, so much dirt. God damn. Thank you, Catherine. I hope you're doing well, too, and having a good Saturday. Can we get a shout-out for Catherine, please? And for Grum. Both UK peeps. Oh, yeah, I definitely should have bought more than 1 leek. Oh, well, whatever. Hindsight is 20/20, friends. Alright. Thank you, Yada. As I rinse off all of this disgust. Grum is back on the streaming. And Catherine, I unfortunately don't always get to catch their streams because they are in the UK, so sometimes I am still working when they stream. You actually can go in this really small container. I'm doing stuff. You are doing stuff, Yada, and I appreciate you for it. Alright, let's get the rest of you out of there. Oh, God. Sometimes the layers on, like, leeks get so thin, and it's like you can't even peel it off the, colander. Hi, Boog. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Alright. Time for the carrots. Oh, my God. My back. Booglethin, how we doing, buddy? How's your weekend going so far? I hope it's going good. Okay, the celery, the celeriac, and the carrots can go in on the same container, thank God. Spork! Thank you for the resub, buddy. How you doing? Boog, we are making Pichelsteiner and raspberry Kuchen. So Pichelsteiner is a Bavarian stew, and raspberry Kuchen, it's like a raspberry dessert, basically. It's a lot of sugar and a lot of raspberries, and a lot of cream. I guess the best way to describe it is like a little bit like a savory cake, kind of. Spork, hi Jesse, how you doing? Man, the one thing I wish I kind of wish I'm going to need to do at some point, I got to install Mix It Up on this PC, because I can't, it's really helpful when I hear the sound alerts of you guys, and I'm not staring at my screen. Because I know, I recognize the audio. Also, Boog, thank you for the gifted sub to Alexia's channel last night. We were playing D&D, and I got a notification like, you got a gifted sub to Alexia's channel. I'm like, oh, Thanks, Boog. Because it actually tells you who gifts the sub nowadays. Oh no, Yada. Buddy, you just got it! What happened? Oh, the hinge, that sucks. I mean, the one kind of saving grace sometimes about the hinge is that even if the hinge is busted, generally the rest of the laptop will work, and as long as you have a monitor. Now, I'm not saying that it still doesn't suck, but it was the greatest pull. I got you candy and some other. Hell yeah! Don't you love that when you see someone like when you gift subs or get gifted subs, and like you recognize all the names?
You smell that?
It is me.
Like a fucking weed.
Like a fucking weed. Thank you, Jesse. Now you know. Now you know, Jesse. Jesse, how you doing this morning? Also, happy belated birthday to Jesse and Meeps when they show up, if they show up. Ugh. You're very welcome. Alright. Now that's celery. I don't know why I keep saying celery. The carrots, we got a thin slice, but it's an Asus business laptop, so it's not yeah, I was gonna say that does not sound. I mean, Asus is a decent brand. Oh yeah. Come on, small. Little baby boys. There we go. It's very orange celery. I keep saying celery. I don't know why. This is a carrot. This, friends, is a carrot. Alright. I think actually, let's do the reverse this time. Like, I'm trying to get these thin, but not too thin, but also not too thick either. And I definitely still have to kind of work on my knife skills. Like, my knife skills are okay. They're not great. Yeah. Jesus. That would have been like a gigantic, yes, see, like these gigantic. Well, the annoying thing too is I can clearly tell sometimes I'm getting them cut right. It's just I'm not cutting deep enough to actually fully separate. Hi, Queen Mother. Yes, I'm making the noises. Mother, how you doing? Welcome in. How is your Saturday going? Where's my homemade ravioli? Well, listen, we gotta do the wheel. I should do the wheel. We will probably spin that submission wheel probably on next Saturday. Because I think I've collected enough responses, and let's be honest, 90% of them are the cursed, blurst responses that Raven has submitted. So, be prepared for something that I'm not going to be prepared to make. Now I need my celeriac. Okay, so friends, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have never cooked celeriac, so bear with me as I figure out what I'm supposed to do with it. For anyone that's curious, that is celeriac. That is celery root. I need to clean this first and foremost because there's a lot of dirt on this. Getting the kids ready. Ooh, Halloween stuff. Hell yeah. That is the one thing. Candy and I don't have kids. We don't plan on having kids. But I will say, of all the things that I would be like, man, that would be fun to have kids for, is Halloween. Like, I have a niece now, but she's a baby, so Halloween is a long ways off for her. But, yeah, there'll be definitely opportunities to have fun with her on that front. Exactly! Not a doctor. I mean, at least not for nothing, at least most of the dirt is in the area where I'm not going to be using it. It's like kind of like near like the root part of it. Both. Both, Jesse. No, this time of year now, I get really congested, and it just kind of stays with me. But yeah, I did cut onions earlier too. You do. His name is Leo. Yeah, but Leo doesn't do Halloween. Let's cut off that butt piece as well. You know what the funny thing is? It almost reminds me of the color and like look of it. It almost reminds me of wasabi, actually. Watch them think, oh yeah. No. I want to trim the sides off a little bit too, just to kind of get some of the nastiness off the side. Again, because I have never cooked with celery root, I really don't know what I'm doing with it. So, for those who actually know what they're doing with this, I'm sorry. It's got a very interesting smell. It's celery adjacent, but it's not celery, which is interesting. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's you know what it is? It's celery adjacent, but it's really strong. I will say that much. How small do I have to peeled and dice? About a cup and a half. Okay. Probably get half a root. Yeah, probably. I mean, but again, like, it doesn't need to be like a ton. Like, it really only. Funny enough, it actually only calls for like half of a root. So I'm actually, if anything, like doing probably more that's going to be needed. But honestly, because I'm short on the leek, I'll probably just bump it up with a little bit of celery root. Ugh. Yeah, no, I would love to not be congested. Honest truth. There we go. And I know I have like my coffee just sitting on the cutting board with me too. Again, friends, I'm gonna say this again. I love this cutting board that I bought. It is amazing. It is the size of my oven. Oh, the whole surface is a work area now, and I love it. As I'm just sniffling into the microphone. I'm sorry, y'all. I know it can't sound nice. And let's cut you like that, and what do you actually taste like? Not great raw, but it tastes like, you know what it reminds me of? It's the taste of celery with the consistency of a raw potato. Which I guess makes sense for what it is. The signature sound of crunching down. Exactly. Ah, yes, the sounds of getting... Isn't it great? No, Mother, I was saying earlier, the fun thing that happens with me now, in this time of year, I just get congested, and my sinuses get all screwed up, and it just lasts for like a month or two. And there's not a whole lot I can really do about it either. And it just kind of sucks. That is what it is. Like, I deal. I don't enjoy it, but I deal. Do my demonstration with my irrigator. I won't do that on stream. Oh, I won't do that on stream also because I don't have any distilled water right now. And I say distilled water, I don't have any freshly boiled water right now. Because that's literally what I've been doing with it. Because like, you should use distilled water. I'm like, I'm going to boil water. And I'm going to let it sit there for a while. Yeah, it's Flonase. I try not to use Flonase because I know your body can build up an immunity to it. And I'll tell you too, it's bad in the mornings and it's bad at night. Middle of the day is normally fine.
Buggers.
Who just free subbed? Who did? Zetrine. Thank you for the gifted sub. I want to know who got the username Distilled Water. Zetrine, thank you, buddy. You did not have to gift subs here, but thank you. How early did you have to be in the Twitch game to secure the username Distilled Water? Or is that more of a username that nobody wants? I feel like that's probably good, but let's just do a little bit more. Still gotta be a day. 100%'s gotta be a day one. Yeah, the day one ones are always funny because you always tell, because it's like, what's the username? Bob. Hi, cat.
It smells like a fucking weeb.
Yeah. Man, everyone's using that sound effect now. I feel like no one's used it, and now suddenly everyone's using it. I love it, though. Cat, how you doing today? How is your Saturday going? Oh, my God. That's going to be something I buy after stream. Give me those flexible metal things that you can use to pick up stuff. All right, that's all of that. Now, I got to chop some taters. No, I lied. Yes, no, yes. Taters. Hello. So what happened yesterday, the parent needed some help. That registered required multiple devices to open my laptop, learned that I could just use my phone. What's happening? Goes my laptop an hour later. Oh, nice. I'm good, cat. We're making some stew. And yeah, sounding congested. I forgot that Whole Foods individually labeled their potatoes. Are you kidding me? Guys, the whole thing is about being organic. I'm like, do you know how much you're wasting by individually marking each potato? Oh yeah, definitely fine before the hinge gave up. That was the problem. I don't think I need to peel these. I think... Oh no, I do have to peel them. Shit. Okay. Well, we gotta peel some potatoes then. Let's actually get you there. Actually, I should throw you in the garbage. Don't rip out of my ear. Perfect. Don't mind me, just rinsing some potatoes over here. I'm surprised it wants me to peel them, honestly. Because, I mean, not for nothing, I don't mind it, like, potato skin. Didn't fall, didn't open forcefully. Just, I mean, I have always feel like I've said, computer construction's getting worse and worse and worse as the years go by, honest truth. Okay, the potatoes... Okay. Okay. Like, staring at this, I'm like, oh yeah, there was what I gotta do. Alright, let's... Well, especially, too, it was interesting, because it's like, oh, you know, get some, like, waxy potatoes, but you peel them. I'm like, I feel like the whole point of waxy potatoes is that the skin really isn't that much of an issue. But, okay, whatever. For God's sake. Like, my headphone cord is, like, wrapped around, like, one of the other cabinet knobs in this kitchen. Jesus. And yeah, definitely not a perfect peel, but whatever. Actually, I feel like I'm just going to do this really quickly in the sink, honest truth. I think it's going to be faster. Yeah. Alright, let's actually migrate over to here for a minute. Because then what I can do... Hi, Macaroni. Can you have a bagel? I mean, if you want. Macaroni, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. How is the macaronis doing? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too, honestly. I'm like, I feel like you don't really, like, need to take the skin. I mean, I don't ever do it perfectly. Macaroni, though, how you doing, buddy? How are you doing? How's your day? How have you been? How has my son been? Because I don't know if you know this. Candy and I have met Macaroni IRL. I read a couple days I hear my grandmother say don't overpeel. I underpeel, if anything. I wildly underpeel potatoes. Because I'm like, again, I don't mind the skin. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if I miss it, I'm like, whatever. I'm not losing sleep. I'm in Seattle for Halo World Championship. Hell yeah. Are you participating or just watching? Because if you're participating, good luck. And hell yeah, by the way. I know you're a good Halo player, but goddamn, I didn't know you were that good. It's always the bottom. It does have the fiber, but listen, friends, I take fiber gummies for that. Also, because I'm on medication that causes backups. And, like, yeah, I literally was told, I'm like, I want to take fiber with this. I'm like, I will. Fun side effects. Like, what are your side effects? Nausea, constipation, and headaches. Thanks. I love it. How do you feel? Awful. All the time. Were they just a giant piece of elbow macaroni? Obviously. Yes, obviously macaroni was just one big elbow macaroni. Obviously. But no. I'll never tell. I do still have macaroni's keychain on my bag, though. I have a little Isabelle from Animal Crossing keychain still in my backpack. Ugh. Alright. Last potato. Patata. At least now I can just go bang out the colander over the trash can, Jesus. The only thing too about peeling potatoes is just like how like slippery they get the moment you peel them. I also have seen the video, and I do appreciate this. If you're bulk peeling potatoes, there's a guy who puts them all in a giant bucket and then attaches a Brillo brush to a drill and just throws the drill down in there, and just that's how he peels the potatoes. I'm like, that's actually a really good method. It's a very, very good method. Alright, there we go. Let me bonk this out into the trash. Ugh. Still have like hunks of leek in there, Jesus. Ugh. That's just basically edible. It really is. It really, really is. Let's get these off. How small? 1-inch pieces? Okay, that's fine. 1-inch pieces is actually easy. Excuse me? Yeah, I like potato, so I don't mind if the pieces are a little bit bigger. Alrighty, Mother. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun with the kiddos. Enjoy the Halloween festivities. And yeah, thanks for popping in. Thank you. Ow, thank you. As I stab myself with my knife. Enjoy the... I mean, listen. Country do be hard work, yo. Oh. And ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Boop, 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 boop. I think we can do 3 on this one. The nice thing though about cutting like yellow potatoes is that like it barely requires any effort to actually cut them because they're already so soft. It's like, okay, I could just kind of like just drop my knife on it. It just goes through. That's a lot of potato. Yada, buddy. Gotta talk about your rolls. I saw your rolls in Candy stream a few nights ago. No bueno. Go. That's a little bit better. And ba-boom. Come on, buddy. There we go. Ooh, how far in are you going? Let's get that out of there. Kind of a nasty little, like... Nice. Oof, indeed. Here we go. Now let's wipe off the cutting board, because we still have more to do. We still have more. But I think we're almost done, though, actually. Yeah, it's just the cabbage at this point. which is going to be a lot of cabbage. It's going to be a lot of cabbage. It gets there, exactly. It gets there eventually. Only got one of you, huh? Oy. So should clear up the errant vegetables that have flown onto the kitchen floor too. Container for... I think we might just have to use a bowl for this one. Come on. Okay, there we go. I actually do not have Busa. I have a Henkel, actually. This is a gift from mine, but honestly, Henkel, Wusthof, they're both good knives. It's just splitting hairs after a certain point on knives. But no, I do like Wusthovs. I like my Henkel. I'll say I love it. It's my best. It's my one good knife that I own in the kitchen. And it does need a very good sharpen, like more than I can do at home. But I mean, that's a later problem to deal with. That's not a today problem. Alright, let's pat this off. And we're just gonna use a box grater to grate all this up with, because I'm not chopping all of this. Out of principle, I'm not chopping all this. This should work, in theory. Oh yeah. Remember, friends, why chop when you can just grate it into a box grater? I am eating giant pieces of cabbage all over my kitchen, though. I'm just getting cabbage all over the place here. I mean, listen, this is one of the, I will say, one of the kitchen gadgets I am happy that I have bought, because it makes doing stuff so much easier in the kitchen. Hi, Elpis! My cabbages! Exactly. Never seen Avatar, but I know the joke. Elpis, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. I'd say it's about 2 cups so far. Oh, that is wet, though. Jesus. Actually, what I might want to do is give you a squeeze. There we go. Oh, God. Eepy is always good. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. I gotta clean up this cutting board a little bit, because it's very wet and very, very cabbagey. And I feel like there might be a "that's what she said" in there, but I don't know. Alright, let's just trim that a little bit. That's so much water, Jesus. I always kind of forget. Yeah, so one thing, because I've made kimchi before, that's all I remember with cabbage is just how much, salting, draining of cabbage you gotta do. I feel like I might be shredding this too small, but whatever. God. Well, at least there's some that's also on the outside, too. Ugh. It smells like cabbage. Okay, I think that's probably about 4 cups worth. Actually, no, you know what it smells like to me? It smells like sauerkraut, actually. I mean, there's no vinegar in it, but I'm getting sauerkraut vibes. I do love sauerkraut. Never actually made it, though. We're gonna put you in the sink, because you are covered in cabbage. I'm gonna wrap you and do something with you later. I don't know what yet, but we're gonna find something to do with you. Come on. I hate trying to use plastic wrap in the kitchen because it never goes the way you need it to go. Candy getting her protein in. Let's put the rest of the cabbage in the fridge. And I think that's finally all the vegetables we needed to chop. We've been going for 50 minutes. We're finally done chopping everything. All right, let's get all those goodies off the stovetop because we got to start doing stuff. Candy do be here. Candy was playing some Dead by Daylight. I don't know if she still is, actually. Nope, she's not. Candy set up a community day in the GSC Discord to play some DBD. You can go there. You need a good wash, but not right this second. And you need to come over here with me. I just need to get, like, as much as I can off into the sink and then deal with cleaning it later. Only because I'm like, cleaning this thing is a little bit of a process. Because as you can imagine, it's gigantic, so it doesn't clean that easily. Alright. It's me. I'm there, chopping onions. Alright. First and foremost, what we gotta do, I gotta get 4 cups of chicken broth going. Now, the better question is, can I open this thing? Actually, are you even gonna have enough for me to use? Okay, friends, I want you to know, for these stupid better than bouillon things, this is literally the reason I bought one of these can opener things. They get so stuck in terms of trying to open them. It is wild to me. Yeah. You know what? You look like you're basically empty. I'm calling it a loss. I have a new one in here, so it's fine. It also, not for nothing, it's literally, its best by date is like a few weeks from now. Alright. There we go. Friends, this is a godsend if you cook often. The better than bouillon stuff, it's so nice to use. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank you, Yada. Alright, let's get us some water. So we can start our stock. I think it's a haircut. It's a haircut of water. I love putting this in my mouth. I love it. Alright. Let's get you going. I'm gonna put you over to here, though. I'm gonna hit you there because I think I might need you again later. Alright. Just throw the whole thing into it. Exactly! Ugh, excuse me. Alright. Now, what we can do is we can start the actual stew, finally. Now, there's 2 ways you can apparently do Pichelsteiner. You can do it in a Dutch oven. I do have a Dutch oven. The problem is that I need the I need the oven for the Kuchen, and B, doing it in the Dutch oven actually takes longer. It takes almost like 2 hours to do it in the Dutch oven. So I'm like, we're just gonna do it in like the stovetop and call it a day. Alright, so first of all, what I gotta do, I got to cook the beef, because we do have beef in this recipe. So let's get some oil in there, and let's turn that up as I drill all over my kitchen floor. There we go. Got some delicious beef. Put you there because I don't need you anymore right now. Let's put you there. I have so much cabbage on my laptop. Every stream that I do these cooking streams, like something just disgusting ends up on my laptop. Alright. And listen, we're all made to like our fast. Like,
I actually saw a TikTok like last night. Why did millennials age so well? Is it because of our good diet? No, it's because all the microplastics made us some macroplastic. Alright, what we have to do is we need to brown the beef on all sides. So, ideally what I would have liked to have done, which I kind of wish I was able to do, I would have had to plan a lot and go to an actual butcher to do this, is the actual late recipe calls for a mix of lamb, beef, and pork. This is just beef, so it is what it is. But I would have liked to be able to do a mix of the three. Oh yeah. I think you feel like you want to get at this point. Yep, you're good. And we're gonna brown these pieces on all sides. Come on. You know, they kind of did an okay job of cutting these, but not great. I think I'm gonna probably have to do this like a half pound at a time, honestly. Because it says to not overcrowd it, and I get it. You don't want to like overcrowd it too much, and then like it doesn't cook that well. Anybody else got any good plans for this weekend, though? Anyone do anything fun? Like I said, Katie and I are gonna go see Chainsaw Man Rize tomorrow night. Should be a good time. And yeah, beyond that, it's gonna be a pretty low-key weekend for me. I do have to do some heavy-duty game reviewing though. I enjoy going so much. Where are my tops? There they are. Oh god. Ooh, window shopper, hell yeah. You know what the funny thing is? I am not one for like tools and stuff. But you go into a Home Depot or a Lowe's, I get it. It's all shiny and cool and damaging depending on how you use it. I feel like there's probably a better way to do this. But it is what it is. Ugh. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on. Come on. You know, these tongues are not ideal, I'm realizing.
Okay. Thank you, Yara. I drool I don't know what it is, but like when I'm cooking, I drool so much more with it in my mouth. I don't know why. Let's also get a plate out so we can transfer this for everything that's cooked. Well, I flipped you, did I not? Okay, apparently I did. Okay, it's browned. That's like the nice thing about like doing a browning is that like you don't actually have to cook it. You just got to get it like a nice little bit of like a char on it. Not even a char, just like a good like cook on it. Because I guarantee these boys are still probably like raw, and not raw, but at least like pretty rare on the inside, if I were to guess. Let's get you out of there, and let's get our next batch of meat in, as long as I can find somewhere to put you. Right there. Alright. Let's put down our next batch. Ow. Don't spit at me. Ow. Don't spit at me. Can you please stop spitting at me? It's not pleasant, and it does kind of burn. As it literally pops and explodes right into my hands. My good sir. Or ma'am, I don't want to assume your gender, pot. This could be like date everything in my pot is actually an unrealized individual. I think of all the things though, like when it comes to like cooking injuries, I'm like grease is probably the least problematic, but I will say hot oil grease burns, those are not pleasant. As someone who has done it a lot of times accidentally, it is not pleasant. It also just makes a gigantic mess in the kitchen too. And that's the one thing that annoys me about like grease pops is that it just sprays grease everywhere on your cook area. Kenny, are you laying back down in bed? Or are you? Oh no, you're probably playing your game actually. Now that I think about it, your pot Stefan, but Stefan's a dick. I didn't like Stefan. I got into an argument with him the first time I met him. I was gonna say, like, I'm like, is Candy laying in bed? Or am I like, oh no, she's still playing. She's still working her way through the game that she's reviewing. Can you please turn over? Thank you. It's like the one annoyance sometimes with a pair of tongs that aren't that accurate is that like flipping stuff is an absolute like turning things is an absolute nightmare. Like I almost need to get a pair of like flexi tongs. Ow. Like it's just easier if I can just grab it with my bare hand, honestly. And go. I can see you boiling away, water. He's just roughing us. He's got a good heart. He has layers. Okay, well, he can have layers with somebody else. Like an onion or an ogre. Exactly. How much is it again with this thing? I think it's an eighth of a teaspoon. No, it's one singular teaspoon. Where is my teaspoon? There we go. Probably shouldn't have put the lid back on this thing. One. Sir, I would like you to... For fuck's sake, man. One. That's a two. The three. The four. There we go. Interesting choice, though, to say that it calls for chicken stock in a beef-based recipe. I wonder if maybe it's just because it's a little more of an innocuous flavor. Maybe that's why. Alright, let's get some of these guys out. You could probably brown a little bit more on that side. You could brown a little bit more on that side. There we go. Let's get you, let's get you, let's get you. Let's open up our next thing of meat. Some of these, and some of these, and some of these. Alright. I think these guys are actually cut a little bit better, which is going to be nice. Like they're a little bit bigger. Ow. Motherfucker. Ow. Stop popping at me the moment I put a piece of meat down there. I might have to deglaze this a little bit once I pull all the meat out. Are you gonna make a roulette? I am not planning to do this. Hi, Dexter! Is it too early to drink NLK video games? You listen, Dexter. You can do whatever you want, buddy. You're an adult. That goes for anybody here. And trust me, there's been plenty of days where I start drinking and playing video games at noon. Don't drink as much anymore, though, but still, the option's always there. No, Elpis, no, this actually does not call for a roux, this recipe. But more like I'll probably end up deglazing the flan a little bit just to get the brown off the bottom. Because I do want that in the dish. Although, actually, no, you know what? I have to add butter anyway and onions, so the butter's going to get it off on its own. So I'm not too concerned. But, not Buster. Dexter, how you doing, buddy? How is you doing? How is your weekend going? I hope it's going good. That's my plan. Again, I don't see the issue with that. Listen, don't be held by society's constraints for breakfast. If you want to have ice cream for breakfast, have ice cream for breakfast. Should have had pizza for breakfast. Regularly, as an adult. Is it healthy? Probably not. But is it food? Yes, and I normally don't eat breakfast, so I count that as a win for myself. This PSA brought to you by King. Unrelated but semi-related to me doing cooking stream, I am so happy, and I know this is probably a dangerous thing, that I don't have a smoke detector outside the kitchen right now. Because that thing would go off at the drop of a hat. But I actually ended up having to take the thing out and completely dismantle it, because, of course, it was one of those 10-year sealed ones. 3 years later, I'm going off, I'm dead. I'm like, it's been 3 years. You are a 10-year sealed smoke detector. What do you mean? You barely lived half your life. Hi, Even. Hi, Paige. How we doing? How are you both how are both of you beans doing this morning? Ugh, my nose. Bagel bits lifestyle. Exactly. Paige, thank you for you do not have to sub here. Dexter, we are making Pichelsteiner, which is a Bavarian stew. And I am making Kuchen later, which is German dessert, basically, but it's with raspberries. Paige, thank you for the sub. You do not have to do the next. Like I always say, ain't nobody have to sub here. Nobody ever has to sub here. Y'all's presence is more than enough to keep me happy. How much butter do I need? 2 tablespoons? Take this out now. Where's my knife? Just so we have this out. Oh, thank you. It is much appreciated. Can we get a shout out for Paige? I know Paige doesn't always stream too much, but they occasionally stream. If there's a mod available. I know Yada's busy dealing with a dying computer. I don't know if dying's the right word. Crippled computer? No. Yada said his hinge on his laptop broke. Elpis, stop it! But thank you, Elpis. Elpis, thank you for stopping. You don't have to. Nobody ever has to. Alright, let me put more meat in, and then I will... Hold on. It should be good. This is just basic stew meat, so it's not fancy. Shout out for P, and a shout out for Elpis. Okay, stop popping. Stop popping. I'll put more meat in you. I'm sorry. Ow. 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 Okay, I get it. Let me actually put some more oil in here because it's a little low right now. There we go. See, like, there's a difference between browning and it's starting to burn in there. Thank you, Cat. All my quotes are the most sus and concerning quotes out there. I don't regret it, but it is an observation I have to make. Let's see if I can get some of this hit into this thing, so I can kind of just dump all of this into the what you call it?
Page me later cheered. X100.
Hey! Stop it! Nobody has to give money here. Nobody has to give money here. I must reiterate that point. Save your money. Do something else. Buy hentai. I don't care. You don't need to spend it on me, though. Also, for the record, who buys hentai, for the record? But still. Alright, let's slurp you into the trash can. There we go. I don't want all of that excess cabbage going down the drain if I can help it. Ugh. Oh, I didn't mean to turn the heat down that much. Ugh. Night. Oh, see, it only says 68 for me. But still, close to nice. Oh, listen, orphans always know what they're signing up for. It's like people who enlist in the military. They know what they're signing up for. Them and kids with no parents. Are there more emotes for hype train stuff right now?
Ooh.
I've actually, because I've been so stupidly busy at work, I have been.
X100. Because why not?
No. Nobody has to give money here. I love and appreciate you all, but nobody has to give money here. As I sniffle into my microphone loudly. It's the song of my people. It's congestion.
Page me later cheered. X100.
Thank you, Paige.
Rainbow flag.
I mean, the rainbow flag is pretty. I can't argue on that front. It is a pretty flag. Come on, flip, you stupid piece of meat. There. But nobody has to hype train in this household. Ugh. God damn it. Stop. Please. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Yada. Shout out for Candy. There's so much cabbage on my computer. This honestly is phrase I never thought I'd say. Again, shredding the cabbage was a good idea, but at the same time, my god, is a lot. I think you're brown enough, honestly. Again, I don't need it to cook all the way, I just need it to brown up a little bit. Listen, I'm still gonna shout you out, though. One day we'll get you to stream. I don't know. Get Yada to affiliate before he even has his first stream. I don't know. Alright, let's get you over to here. And you to there. And you need to calm your shit. Ow. Hold on. Jesus. Ugh. Alright, where are my onions? Where are my onions?
Poggers.
Hey! Stop it! I can barely hear the poggers, but I hear it. Get that one piece of meat out as I throw it on the counter and splurge grease all over the place. Alright, onions in the pot. I mean, they're gonna be browned, I'll tell you that much. Yes, exactly. Are you too hot? No, actually, you're not. I'm just trying to clean up some of the spray that's been going all over this oven range. If I can save some of the cleaning I have to do later, I always try to. I think this chick likes me, I don't know. Nah, even who? No. We are gonna do, though. Let's do a little bit of cleaning. Wow. That goes. I think she likes me, I don't know. Should I say something, Chad? Sorry. I do love that is like, I don't love Gen Z, new gen humor, but the one of addressing chat when you're in a real life scenario is actually kind of funny to me. I don't know why, it's just so stupid. Are you gonna deglaze that pan? Yeah, I'm gonna put some crayfish in there. Yeah, you gonna deglaze that shit? I fucking love that episode of South Park. Like where Randy was calling up like a sex line to talk about cooking stuff. What's your most hated thing to cook? I actually don't like cooking anything like deep fried or like that's heavy fry based. Only because it makes such a goddamn mess. It just makes a mess everywhere. It sprays all over the place. It's just like I detest it. Make it panel warm. Speaking of, it was warm as hell at our bedroom last night. But again, I'm always warm, so I'm not a good gauge on that front. Creases J's. Put the boots to him, medium style. How'd this beef come out? Pretty good. I didn't season it, but I didn't really call for it. I think it's going to pick up a lot of seasoning while it's cooking, so I'm not too concerned on that front. I'm going to keep letting them cook down, because they got to get, like, I don't think I need them to get, like, translucent, but I do want them to cook down a little bit. Ah, okay. I think we can actually probably bump the heat just a hair on this. I should also really put the drain catch in on this thing right now. I got this in one. Okay, that's cute. Ugh, that is cute. I'm surprised they finally added more emotes, because I feel like, how long has it been since they did the last edition of Hype Train emotes? I feel like it's been a long time. That is terrifying, Yada. Again, thank you for the Hype Train, everyone. You do not... I love and appreciate you all. You do not ever have to do that, though. But thank you. Ugh. Let's put you back in there. How cooked are you? I mean, you could still keep going a little bit. I mean, how long did it say? 5 minutes? Okay. What's your sink smell like now? Cabbage, onions, and Mountain Dew. Now that I empty Candy's cup into the sink that has a Mountain Dew on it. And Mountain Dew in it, I should rephrase that. The doggo. I'm being smart this time. I'm actually cleaning as I go. Because Candy is recording her girl pod later. And I don't want to be in here futzing around in the kitchen too much afterwards. I'm done here. I think we're probably good to add. Alright, what am I putting in there next? Add the garlic. Where's my garlic? Garlic! Oh, that smells so good. We do the garlic. We add the leek then. Oh, that smells so good. Although I definitely will say, I almost think that we're going to have to cook the leek a little bit less, because I think we definitely have a lot less leek in there, I think, than the recipe called for. Again, that's on me. I kind of bought it yesterday, not realizing how much I actually was going to have to lop off of the leek to make it, like, you know, usable. I'm like, oh, you're, not leaving me with a lot, are you? Ugh. But I've, in my free time, what free time I have if I'm not reviewing games or spending my time with my wife, ooh, look at all those emotes. I have been, looking up more recipes to do for my cooking streams. I have found some good ones. I actually have found one that I realized, I'm like, I could do this easily, and I do. And I've always wanted to try them. Arepas. I have never had arepas. I've heard they're very, very good. I also don't think they're that hard to make either. So, we're gonna do arepas at some point. Oh my god. That's a lot of emotes. Alright, let's get our leek in there. I'm taking a leak. Yeah, no. That's the thing with my cooking streams, is I always try to do things I've never made before. Another one I thought of a few days ago, because I literally saw a recipe for it on TikTok, was, and I do like this, is mapo tofu, which are really, really, really good, but I will have to find some really good silken tofu to do that with. I was like, look, I'm like, what's the amount? I'm like, oh, okay, that's cute. I mean, it says cook the leek 4 to 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't know if it needs 4 to 5 minutes. I could be wrong. Man, it's cooking as I go. CSW. We are CSDW. We are making Pichelsteiner, and we are making raspberry Kuchen. So Pichelsteiner is a Bavarian stew, and Kuchen is a cake. I think. I'm very German. I don't know my actual German though. I tried learning it. It's a lot of long words. Welcome in. Cook it for 45 minutes. Oh, dearie, dear. I just blasted water all over my laptop. You're fine, right, buddy? Yeah, you're fine. This laptop one day is just gonna die midstream after all the stuff I have blasted all over it. It's had flour, beer, now water. So German and Aussie. Yes. Whole side of my mom's family is German. Emigrated to the United States in 1920s, around then, and settled into beautiful Queens, because that is where a lot of German folk used to live in New York City. And they still kind of do in some areas there, not as big as it used to be. But I had an uncle who lived, like my great uncle, Walter. He lived there until he died, and he died in his late 90s. He lived in Middle Village his entire life. Not angry enough. You guys don't see me sometimes when I'm working. I might be a pleasant being when I stream, but I am a temper. I just don't really show it on stream that much. Streaming is generally relaxing for me, so that tends to not come out on my ends. DW, there kind of is. There's kind of not, though. I don't know, because I haven't been to that area. I'm sure there's pockets of it, but I don't think it's nearly as big as it used to be, is the thing. Let's put you there, because you're clean. Temper. Damn near killed her. Exactly. 53. What am I adding after this? Carrots and celery active. Where are we? It's only been a couple of minutes, but I'm like, I think I can just add this in now. There we go. Carrots and celery root. Now this is gonna have to cook a while though. 4 to 5 minutes. So, like noon. I can stop this. The family's Irish. My dad's side of the family is Irish. It's Irish and French Canadian. I actually think if you really, really trace it back, my family is actually Quebecois on that side. I've jokingly said that. I'm like, I don't tell people that because I know if you're Canadian, the Quebecois don't always have a great, great, what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't know. I've heard that they rub people the wrong way sometimes. That's all I've heard. But no, they all came over from France way back when. Fun fact, apparently also according to Ancestry, I do have Sardinian blood in me too. Who knew? So I'm like, it's somewhere in there. I'm like, well, somebody went to Sardinia at some point and had a kid. I don't know who, but somebody did. Thank you, Dexter. But again, they've been here for so long at this point. Like, I would say they probably came over in, like, I think, like, the 1800s. Because they emigrated from the north down. Because they actually, that's one of the few, like, ancestries they could trace the actual, like, movement of the people. And they're like, yep, France, like, Quebec, and then down to New York. I'm like, okay. I still need you. So I'm going to keep you right here for now. There's meant to be a super Irish community still in New York, like people who still have first generation. Oh hell yeah! No. There's a harder, like, even like we actually are not that far from like a first gen Irish. There's still the big community. I know there's a community in Yonkers, New York. It's called Candy. What's the neighborhood in Yonkers? Where there's like a lot of the Irish places. I'm having a brain fart on the name. But it's like, there's still like a lot of like Irish bars, Irish restaurants, Irish shops there. That's gonna bother the hell out of me now, because I do not remember it off the top of my head. It's not Woodlawn. McLean Ave, thank you. McLean Ave, yep, this is the McLean Ave area. Yeah, McLean Ave is still pretty heavily Irish. But you live in Australia, hell yeah. Are you are you East Coast Australia like Sydney, Melbourne, or are you West Coast Perth, Australia? I feel like a betting man would probably say Eastern Australia, because I know that's where a majority of people are in Australia. We're gonna throw you out because that's just a lot of cabbage. Ugh. It's like my brain can do things sometimes, just not always on a weekend. I use all my brain power during the weekday, and then it just kind of goes away on the weekend. It's fun. Melbourne, but used to be in Perth because it was close to where my oh, okay, gotcha. There's a streamer friend we met years ago. From Perth, actually. He actually visited us in the United States a couple of years back. But yeah, no, so he was from Perth. He was from Perth, but he was actually born in England, and then his family moved to Perth. So, yeah. Alright, what else are we adding after this? Return the meat along with the remaining ingredients. So that was the potatoes, the cabbage, and the broth. Okay. Oh, and the seeds. Ooh, that's one thing I have to do still. So I have to crush... I have caraway seeds. I have to crush them, though. Let's see if I can actually crush these guys down. It's most of one of my best mates is born in England, but I get it. I think there's just a lot of overlap there, honestly. Is a teaspoon of crushed caraway? This is gonna be fun. Where's my teaspoon measure? I just had it a little while ago. There it is. Oh, let's get you there, and we're gonna. I have an idea of how I'm gonna do this. I do have a meat mallet, and I think we're just gonna kind of squeeze it down on the caraway seeds. Perth is beautiful, but America's amazingly beautiful. Trust me, that is got a lot of issues in our country, but my God, the parks are beautiful. That's like, yeah, that's the one thing I will say, and I also will say too when it comes to like the United States is like, if you want a diverse ecosystem as far as like there is all kinds of the only thing we really don't have is rainforest here. We got everything else though. You know, I thought this would actually crush this. It's not. And I don't want to like start blasting caraway seeds all over the kitchen. So these might just be going in whole hog. It's fine. It's whatever. Might have more what? Oh yeah, no, we have more. It's fine. It's what we have more. It is fine. We have more. I know this. I know this. We all know this. Let's get that in there. All right, we add the beef. We add the potatoes, the cabbage. It's gonna be a big ass stew. That's all I'm gonna say. Huh. I just dropped a potato somewhere. Ugh, there it goes. Hi, Leo. You come to say hi to everybody? We need to add our stock. Actually, let me give this a zhuzh first, and then we'll add the stock in. Tenling, Washington has a rainforest. Oh yeah, no, you are right. It's like more of a temperate rainforest, but yeah, you're right. I would like to go to Washington at some point. I've heard that area of the country is fucking beautiful. Rainy, but pretty. Stock in the pot. Yeah, now I know. I'm like, oh yeah, you're doing. Everyone's right. Everyone's right. Let's get the caraway in here, and let's get our salt and pepper in there. I think we need a bay leaf in there too. Excuse me, Jesus. It's like pork all over my microphone. Thank you, Yoshi. Well, thank you, DW. I can't take credit for it, but it does have some pretty places. Yoshi, how was the rest of the stream? Are you still streaming right now? How was Tsushima? I can't remember, Yoshi. Have you played Tsushima before, or is this your first time for you? I can't remember if I feel like I've asked you that before. Look at that. Thank you, Yoshi. You do not need to spend bits here. It was good. Hell yeah. I saw you just started it. Oh, it's your first time, really? Huh. I love that game. Like, I legitimately, that's one of, like... I would probably say Tsushima might be one of my top 5 games. Just as far as the story goes, I loved it. Okie dokie. If cooking on stovetop, simmer over low heats for an hour. Alright, time to simmer. We'll see you in an hour, Mr. Stew. And now we can start making our Kuchen. But first and foremost, the Digital Deluxe. Ooh, the directors. I can't remember. Did the directors cut ad stuff? I played it so long ago that I don't remember. I still haven't bought Ghost of Yotei yet. I'm gonna wait until I have a little bit of free time, and also when Candy's not using the PlayStation as much to do it. Oh, I believe that. I 100% believe that that was probably cheaper than the base game, which is weird when they do that. Alright, you can come out at 1 o'clock. I can start checking you. Giving away as a free during the... Oh, what? Was it really? Sheesh. I feel like it's so long ago that the 4.5 transition happened, but it really wasn't when you think about it. Because, like, we've had our PlayStation 5 for, I think, a year now? 2 years at this point? I don't remember. Candy's dad got it for us. That's all I remember. I believe that. Well, because it was a PlayStation exclusive. I remember that much. I think Yotei is still exclusive for a year as well, also. But I think it's because I think Sucker Punch is a subsidiary over at Sony, so I get why they're exclusive. What do you mean normal? 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 We don't do normal here. Let me just do my dishes really quickly, and then we will start the Kuchen. Because the Kuchen does not take as long to do. But it is a little bit of a different nuance to the process. I say, yeah, I know it was basically in tandem with the TV. And by proxy, the entertainment console, because I had to buy a whole new one for the TV. Literally, that whole conversation happened while I was at PAX East. So, my dad bought us a new TV. Why? He says we need a better TV for the PlayStation 5. Okay. I'm not going to complain, I'm just going to be confused. I knew something was up when Candy messaged me while I was in Boston. How big is our TV? I don't know. I'm not home right now. It'll eventually get... No, it will. It makes no sense. Oh, yeah. No, they always do the exclusive, but you're 100% right, DW. It'll get to PC. I just want to get as much done in the sink as I can. Because like I said, the Kuchen doesn't take that long to prep. But it is going to require some hand work on my end, because I have to mix a bunch of shit with my hands. Which is fine. Just, I need to be able to do it, and I want to have the sink clear for that. What kind of TV did you... I want to say it's a Samsung, I believe. Yeah, it's a Samsung, because I know my phone can connect to it, so it's a Samsung. I love the fact that the technology is so integrated at this point. Like, do you want to use your phone to turn off your TV? I'm like, not really. I'm glad I have the option, but I really don't care to have it. Yeah. It's the smart aspect that I'm like, I don't really care about it. The TV, as long as it works, I don't need it to be smart. A lot of things don't need to be smart. My fridge doesn't need to be smart. My oven doesn't need to be smart. I don't need to be smart. But here we are. Let's clean you off. It's good. It's good stuff. All right. Let's start making the Kuchen. Now, I gotta heat the oven to 375. And I also gotta make sure there's nothing in the oven, because I do have a nasty habit of forgetting that sometimes. This happened to me. Let's tell my dad how pretty... Yeah, I remember. They look so pretty! I'm sure it will look better on a TV. Do you need a new TV? No. That was a whole thing. Okay. Let's flippy flop our camera view over to here, because we're gonna start making Kuchen. You actually can go here for right now, because you are a little too wet to keep using. That's the one thing about these towels from IKEA that I don't love. They go from dry to wet in like one hand wash. It's like, oh, I'm soaked, I can't dry anything anymore. I'm like, of course you can. Why would you be able to? One cup of flour. No, 100% it is, yeah. Well, exactly. It's like, do I need it? Absolutely not, I don't. But, am I going to thank them? Absolutely I am. I'm a kind king. Let's get our cup of flour into the bowl. Alright. The difference in crazy, I think it's in... Oh, yeah. The 42 inches in the bedroom now, which is, I think, is way too big for the bedroom, but that's just me. But I'm also not going to toss the whole TV, because it's still in good condition, so... and the salt... I do have to chop you up a little bit. Is it a half cup of butter? Sugar? Butter? Sugar? Butter. Butter! Ugh. Which did I buy more recently? I'll take you. I might have to chop this guy up. I think a whole stick is a half cup. Yep. That's what I thought.
Alright, what I do want to do is I do want to chop this up a little bit, because I'm going to have to do some mixing by hand. It's going! Yeah, now it's the Kuchen, which is completely different. Ugh. I probably should have used a bigger cutting board, but whatever. Let's give our knife a rinse so it doesn't taste like potatoes, or celery root, or onion, or cabbage, or anything else that I've been chopping with it. Oh, my back, it's not feeling great. I think I got up too quickly and pulled something, because of course I did, because I'm old. You know me, Candy, I'm simple, if I can help it. Come on, homeboy. For God's sake. I just need it to be, like, in cube form, because I am going to have to do a lot of mixing with my hands. Because that's the one thing about this, like, I have to, like, mix this up by hand, essentially. Which is fine. It is going to make a gigantic mess, though. I already know that. Again, I know what I signed up for. Ooh, that was close. Just ripped my hand open with my knife again. It's always concerning when you feel your knife go across your finger. I'm like, oh dear, did that cut? Yeah, I am older than I look, DW. I am older than I look. I am closer to 40 than I am 30. Let's just put it that way. I need to add the salt too. How much salt do I need? Half teaspoon? I actually am going to use iodized for this because I want to make sure that I want it to be smaller crystal too, honestly. So I bought this giant ass thing of iodized salt at Costco a little while back. Wait, was it a half teaspoon or a shit? Well, half this is going in here, the half's going in the sink. Alright, let's just zhuzh this around. I got to say I'm closer to 40 than I am 50. Hey! Isn't that fun? Elder Gang. We get cake, our bones creak, our backs always hurt. It's good shit. Alright. Fitbit's gotta come off. All the butter's gotta go in. And now time for the mixing. And basically, I have to kind of, like, zhuzh this around until it's, like, coarse crumbs, essentially. Which I'm sure is going to be a pain in the ass. The wild thing is that it says, like, cold butter. I'm like, I feel like, wouldn't it be easier if it was, like, room temp? Honestly. Again, I don't bake that often, so I'm like, the people that are bakers out there would be like, no, you have to do X, Y, and Z with it. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Appreciation I have for your... thank you, DW. Listen, it's accurate, though. it's war accurate. What's my attack? I panic. It's good stuff. Courtesy of TikTok. Every once in a blue moon, I go on a weird spending spree on TikTok and just buy shit that I don't actually need. But let's be honest, isn't that what TikTok's for? That and funny cat videos? I'm gonna use two hands because I can't keep using my right hand because it's getting tired. Hi, Del! Del, I do cooking streams all the time! How you doing, buddy? DW, it is on TikTok. I'm pretty sure it's still on TikTok, actually. Probably just search up Magikarp shirt. You'll probably find it. Del, how we doing, buddy? How was your Saturday, sir? No, it's fine, Del. I'm joking. How you doing, buddy? How is your weekend going? How you been doing? How's life? Okay, you need to kind of, like, turn into coarse crumbs, but you're still very gummy as far as stuff goes. Back from shopping? I could. I can't keep using my right hand because it's getting tired. Yep. Like, yeah, that was gonna get taken out of context, I'm sure. Okay, this is definitely turning into more of like a dough than anything else, but whatever. Okay, we're gonna stop mixing that because I don't want it to mix it too much. Okay. Now we gotta stir in the cream. Ow. Yeah, I don't want that to turn into like a dough, but that's exactly what it's turning into. Yeah, it's meant to be like coarse crumbs. So I'm like, yeah, a little bit more flour might help on that front. Yeah, I almost think like the butter got a little too buttery. If that makes sense. Ugh. You get anything good at the stores, Del? Get anything good at the stores? I mean, I'm going to be adding cream to this anyway, so it's fine if it's not like coarse crumbs. It'll be fine. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Ugh. We'll make it work because I think it doesn't really matter too much. Thank you for the follow as well. The alerts are so low on my end, but I'm like, I can hear them kind of. Cream, where are you? And I'm so sorry. Got our heavy whipping cream. Where is my tablespoon? All right. Stir in cream. 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 Casuals, everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all. I too enjoy Wu-Tang Clan. Ugh. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think as long as it does what it needs to do when I'm cooking it, that's all I care about. Okay, now what we gotta do is I gotta pat this. I mean, the funny thing is that it says pat. I'm like, it's more like I'm gonna be smearing it in there, but whatever. All right, what we're actually gonna do, because I have this in the house now, is I'm actually gonna use some shortening to do this with. Because I have it, might as well use it. Because I gotta grease this pan up. By the way, this isn't dirty, it's just old. Got some Pop-Tarts in my food, hell yeah. Boop. Delicious Crisco in the pan. I cannot sleep, I cannot dream tonight. It's the siren song of my generation. And Phasmophobia players. I think that's grease. Ah. Man, the beautiful thing about vegetable shortening is it never really goes bad because it's just fat. All right, let's. Again, I don't think it's supposed to look like this, but whatever. We're gonna make it work. I also think not for another two. I think my pan might be a little too big because it says 9x13. I'm like, this is a 9x13. Actually, what am I doing? I have a stupid like spatula I can rub this out. Well, not rub this out, but like pat this out with. Fine sugar. Okay. Whatever, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. And I'm so sorry. It's not even a good song. That's the worst part. It's not even a good song. Like, in the grand scheme of playing Blink-182 songs, like, it's not even a good song. Does it have nostalgia for me? Absolutely it does. Does that mean it's good? Nope. All right. Combine sugar with remaining flour, which means I need another bowl again. Which means I'm just gonna rinse this one out. Because we gotta mix up some sugar and some more flour. And there go my paper towels. That's the best song. Thank you, Elvis. Let's get that. Let's put you over here. Yeah, that works. Flour. I need half cup, and I need some sugar as well. That's it for the flour, so that's good. So I can put this away, because I will tell you that's the one thing that will make a gigantic mess in your kitchen while you're cooking is flour. It'll get everywhere, and you won't appreciate it. All right, and where is my sugar? There's my sugar. Small things like the first day. Yeah, you're very right. You're very right. Yeah, I saw the big clump in there. I know. Whoop. So this is going to be the bottom of our crust kind of thing that we got going on. Why am I using my hands? Like, I don't need my hands for this part. So I've been doing it for everything else. I'm like, I don't need it now. Get out of there. Across a large look of sugar. Oh, I do need more sugar and flour. Okay, well, I'm glad I covered it. All right, and now what we can do is then take this, and now we're gonna kind of sprinkle it over the top as best I can, and probably get it all over my computer in the process too. But it's fine. It's all fine. You know, we're just gonna kind of like just spread this out a little bit. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this, but we're just gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna use my hands anyway. It's fine. And let's give a wipe. There's your sugar. I thought she was doing her podcast. No. She's playing video. No, her podcast isn't for another hour or so, which I should theoretically be done by then. Okay, now what we gotta do is first and foremost drain the sink because it's not draining. They redid all the drain stuff in our kitchen, and I'm glad because the whole pipe was broken on the bottom. Here's the problem though. It's so strong now that like the suction pulls the drain stop down and it actually doesn't drain, which is kind of annoying. All right, raspberry time. How you doing in here? Ooh, you're actually cooking a little more than I would need you to right now. Smells good. All right, let's put you over there. Let's get our strawberries in here to rinse them off. Not strawberries, raspberries. I know the difference. And now we can bring this back. Because now what we got to do is arrange these. I will say the one thing I'm not loving about this recipe that I'm using is that it very clearly got translated a couple of times, because it's definitely a little confusing at parts to be like, I don't think that's what you're meant to be saying, but whatever. Or like it'll like contradict itself, which is the more confusing one. I'm gonna just make this as even as possible. No joke, I could probably just have eaten these 2 containers of raspberries on my own. Like, when I buy fruit in this house, I buy a lot of fruit, and I will pretty much eat all of it on my own. Alright. Sugar and flour, stir in eggs. Alright, so... 3 cups of raspberry, another cup of sugar. I probably should have bought more sugar at the store. I got enough, I just definitely need to buy more. Alright. Cup of sugar can go in there. Fortunately, only need 2 tablespoons of flour now. I know I'm doing this over here, it's just a little bit easier. 1 to 2. This is a half tablespoon for the curious. 3. 4. Whoop. Wow, that actually managed to come right out of the sink again. Stir in eggs, cream, and vanilla. Okay. Where are my eggies? I gotta finish these blueberries, speaking of. Last of my Costco eggs. Almost the last of my Costco eggs. I gotta buy more. It's a great deal if you go through a lot of eggs. If you don't, it's way too many. What are raspberries in America? They're pretty tart. Raspberries are tart here too, but like I like the tartness. But I think the thing is because it's a German dish too, it's supposed to be tart. Just want to give this a stir as well. It's looking really, really good there already. Okay. Stir in eggies. Ah! Whip. And now I need a cup of cream. Ugh. Stir in. Yeah, we'll just combine this all when we're done. And actually, it's good that I still have the whisk out because it's definitely going to be whiskish. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're just going to ballpark that. Actually, I think that might be pretty much what's left in here. Yeah, it's good. And let's get this. Let's give this a zhuzh. And for the curious, this is what we got going on in here right now. So this is our cream, our egg, our sugar, a little bit of flour, and vanilla. And now we're just gonna pour it over. And theoretically what it should do is that it should bake and firm up. That is my sincere hope. Just want to make sure we're getting all of our edges, especially where there's still flour that I can see. Oh, okay. All right. You better be at 375. You are at 375, perfecto. I do want to get all the remaining flour off the edges so it doesn't smell like it's burning in here. Oh, God. 45 minutes, so that's 1:15 you come out. Perfect. All right. Now, it's time to chat and do dishes again. Because I want to make sure this kitchen's clean. Strawberries. I do like strawberries. I like strawberries. The problem is with strawberries, you take one odd look at them and they start rotting. Add 2 cups of sweet fat of the hog. You mean butter? Yes. Fun fact, I don't know if Candy's ever said this on stream. Candy actually does not like strawberries. She likes strawberry flavor sometimes, but she does not like actually the fruit strawberry. She has said it's a texture thing, which I get. I have, you know what the funny thing is, I understand when people say that they don't like textures. I don't have it with many foods, but I get it when people say I can't do it because of the texture. I get it. But like I said, there's very little I won't eat, but texture can be a thing for me sometimes. How about our local sports team? Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it, especially with like especially with strawberries, because they have like the little, basically the little pips, like their seeds on the outside. I get it. My foster kid has a texture issue with all berries. I can get that, because I mean most berries except for like blueberries are kind of like bumpy, ridge texture, and I get that. Also, DW, kudos for you for being a foster parent. My previous work for like my IRL stuff, I worked in child welfare in the United States, but not the fun side of it. I worked in the residential side of it. It's not very fun. I'll just put it that way. Hi, Lars! Shit, them boys is having times of their lives. Who's having the time of their life? Lars. How you doing, buddy? Good morning to you. People don't like cottage cheese. I do love cottage. I love cottage cheese. I love cottage cheese. I don't get it that often, but I do really, really like it. Oh, we got an ad break, friends. Apologies, we run that so people don't get pre-rolls. Let's do that. Let's do that. I just watched Varsity Blues. I have never seen Varsity Blues, Lars. And the funny thing is, I could have. It's my generation of TV. I should have watched it in theory. Oh, you definitely, DW. Yeah. It's not fun work, and I definitely like people like, how's your work? I'm like, do you really want to hear about it? I can tell you, I can guarantee you, you don't. I am gonna get myself a glass of water, actually, because I'm a little warm. It's fucking great. Hell yeah. I forgot I had water for my salsa stream. I could stomach cottage cheese a little. Hi, Dylan. How you feeling, buddy? Are you feeling better? I know you weren't feeling well. I do love me some cottage cheese. Cottage cheese and pineapple. I was earlier in the week sick again today. Ugh, I'm sorry, bud. I was introduced to cottage cheese with a splash of rain. Huh? Dexter! Like, I've heard of, like, some people taking cottage cheese and making it savory. That's wild, though. Hearing something. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about fun things. Let's talk about good stuff. Let's talk about Dexter's cottage cheese atrocity. Dexter. I have heard salt and pepper. I have heard of the salt and pepper. I can't wrap my head around the ranch. Splash of ranch dressing. I mean, like, I'm not. When you say sunflower seeds, Dexter, do you mean shelled? I'm assuming you mean shelled sunflower seeds, right? I would assume you do. I used to hate it, but as a fat kid in Marine Corps boot camp, I wasn't allowed salad dressing. No, I get it. I made penne alla vodka with. I don't hate the sounds of that, Dylan. Actually, it could work. It's. I don't expect my vodka sauce to be chunky. Damn it, Dexter, now I'm gonna have to try that. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, it probably works. Now, I have none of those ingredients in my house right now. I don't have sunflower seeds. I don't have ranch dressing. I don't have cottage cheese. I have pumpkin seeds. Pepitas are not the same, though. Pepitas are not the same. You are a little disaster in here right now, buddy. What is going on in here? This is like my junk drawer / kitchen utensils that don't fit anywhere else in the house kind of drawer. So it's just kind of always a disaster in there. Thank you. Listen, I don't think I'm out of line saying that. Woo! Just blasted myself in the face with all the steam. It smells good. I did buy some nice crusty bread to have with this too, because that's the one thing the recipe, like the recipe called for, was like, serve it with some crusty bread. I'm like, I can get you on that. I ain't making it, but I will buy some. No, it's cooking right now. Yep, it is. We're making a Pichelsteiner, so it is beef stew. And the Kuchen is in the oven right now. Let's just get the rest of the big trash out of the sink. I think this is going to be the first time I actually ever have a cooking stream, and basically am cleaned up by the time I'm done. Who'd have thought? Such a rarity in this house when I do that. Starve me to shit. Woo! My only experience with having to drop a lot of weight, I wrestled in high school. Let me tell you, you do a lot to lose weight when you wrestle in high school. A lot of it is not healthy. Some would say it's considered an eating disorder. You know, nothing better than, like, what are you going to do? I'm going to go put on 3 layers of clothes and go run in the pool area because it's very humid in there. Can you? There we go. Where my sister wife at? She is on the couch right now, Lars. She's playing, Digimon right now. I'm pretty sure that's what she's doing. I lost 70 pounds, goddamn. The most I lost when I wrestled during a season was, I want to say I dropped 25 or 30 pounds in one season, so a couple of months. Again, you do the math as to whether that's healthy or not. It's not. Especially at the age of 15. It's definitely not healthy. Wrestling was fun, though. Did I get my ass beat regularly? Oh, yes, I did. Did it make me a better person? Probably not. Did I still have fun doing it, though? I guess. I'm selling this is what I'm really trying to do right now. Jesus Christ. There we go. My God. I don't need that whole bag. I just want that little piss. Wrestling in middle school 100% didn't give me an EA disorder, body dysmorphia. I, knock on wood, it didn't cause any major issues with me, but I will say one of the things we always did at the end of the season was there was always a sports banquet at the end of the season, and the coaches would give out awards basically. One of the awards was the Piggy Award. What does that mean? Who gained the most weight back after the season was over? I won 2 years in a row because I had to drop so much weight. I'm like, wow, I can finally eat again. Awesome. So yeah, I would routinely bounce back up 20 pounds again because I'm like, oh, I'm allowed to eat now, and I'm not starving myself and running nonstop all the time to make weight. Probably didn't help being an overweight on No Trans Girl. Listen, Kat, but we're happy that you are where you are now. It's the fun of it, I guess. I don't hate the Singaporean army. I love the people on that. Yeah. Oh, is it compulsory in Singapore? Yeah, I think that's the best you can hope for sometimes, is you make some good friends along the way. It's so mean, too. Oh, but listen, though. You know what the thing is, though? It was all in jest, because I think everyone understood that, like, by the time your season's done, it's like, yeah, you want to, like, eat normally. Because the thing is, too, with wrestling wasn't a year-round sport for my school, so it's... What was it, like... late October through, like, January. Maybe February if you went pretty far. If you went to, like, state championships, which I never did. Shocking, I know. It's like he doesn't want it. It's almost like I'm way too tired. Because I'm, you know, not eating. Ugh. Oh, my God. I gotta stretch my knees out, so don't mind me for a minute. Oh, that felt good. It is warm in this kitchen, by the way, too. Oof. That is the one thing I will always say about these cooking streams. I am a sweaty pig when I'm done with them. And the problem is, it just gets very warm in this kitchen. It's just, I can't really be helped, unfortunately. Oh, that's right. The other thing that's annoying right now is that, our curtain is broken in the kitchen, so I can open the window, but I can't raise the blinds. So, it's mildly annoying when I have to do anything. Come on, buddy. There we go. I'm actually not that tall. I'm only 5'11". Power wash with King. Wow, Lars, you never invite me to. Do you want to power wash together? I'll hold your hose for you. Woo. Ugh. Oh god, I love it. Whoop. I put you away. Oh well. Oh wow. It's actually really nice to have the kitchen already cleaned. It's kind of nice. Well, me and King are the same. Yeah, no, I'm not tall. I'm actually not that tall. Like, I am literally like a hair's breadth below 6 feet. It's fine. I only date guys that are 6 feet and above. Well, I'm 5'11". The inch I'm missing, I make up for in my beaming personality and self-deprecating humor. Ugh. Got me candy. Why is your hair breathing? Ugh. My hair is warm. Wait, is it steaming right now? I'm a tiny human 5'4", plate a ton of rub you. Oh, okay, I was confused. I'm like, why? Like, offense. By the way, I am planning to cut my hair soon. It is becoming a little too unmanageable. More so, the problem is too is like I'm always warm now. Like even during the winter now, I'm always hot, and it sucks. So I will be cutting it soon. Me being 6'1", I think we all know who's in charge here. We know. Confidence in stories, and look at me. I'm a debate. How's the meat taste? I want to get a small little piece of meat. I see you. That's good. It's got another 15 minutes, roughly. It's looking good. I think the one thing, if I were to make it again, I probably would not shred the cabbage as finely as I did, only because it's almost too shredded now, which I know doesn't really make sense, but it does need a little pepper in here too. But and I probably would season the meat as well. It didn't call for me to season it, and I think it's still fine. It could do with a little bit of seasoning though. Not bad, just it could stand for it. Just want to clean off their spoon rest so it's not as filthy. Ugh. Go for the knees. That's one thing I should do before I finish this, is put this in a container. Because I did buy confectioner sugar for the purposes of this. The Kuchen specifically. Because beyond that, I have zero reason to ever keep confectioner sugar in the house. I don't bake. I'm just not something I really do that much. Alright, where do I literally just put my scissors away too? As I drop the lid on the ground. The funny thing is, I'm like, I mopped in here yesterday. I'm like, I don't know why I didn't wait until today to mop, or tomorrow, you know, when I wasn't going to be cooking. Or let me phrase it, post-cooking. I swear to God, if you are just a little... I think... That's going to be... Come on. Come on. Come on. It's like, I'm like, okay, you can fit in there, right? Right? Yeah. Welcome back, Yoshi. So Yoshi, is Tsushima gonna be the Saturday game from now on? Tap the sides like a madman vibrates. It's good. Yosh, hell yeah. Oh yeah, because you got the director's cut, so you definitely got the DLC with it as well. The DLC was, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it though. It kind of added to the story, but I don't feel like it added a ton to it. But again, personal opinion. I know some people really, really liked it. I was kind of indifferent to it. It does bring you to a different area, though, which is cool. I'll give on that front. And I think the thing is, too, I also did the DLC in the order, in the sense of, like, once the DLC area was open to me, I went and did all of that immediately. I'm not against playing Stellar Blade, Yoshi. I'm not against playing it. Because again, I play other games from Shift Up. I know their gameplay style, so I'm not against playing it. And it's on PC, right? Like, I'm not crazy. It's on PC, right? Because I'm assuming that's how you play it, right? Okay, that's what I thought, yeah. Alright, I'll look into it. I don't know when I'll play it, but I'll look into it. Let me also put these goodies away as well. Ah! I'm so warm. Ah! Like, I'm glad it's clean in here, but my god, is it warm in here. 40% of load, that's not bad. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up later today. Because, I mean, not for nothing. Beyond this today, I'm like, I am not doing a damn thing else. Beyond probably finishing what I'm going to play of Recreation and then write my review on it, because I don't know how much more of that game I'm really supposed to play. It's alright. It's not great. Base game is 36. That's not bad. No, 36 isn't that bad. What does the complete edition give you? Does it give you more content, or is it just like skins and stuff? Because I mean, if it's just like cosmetics, I don't really care, honestly. Oof, almost broke there. Stellar Blade, base game, Planet Diving Suit, Captain for Eve. That is, it is literally all cosmetics. Twin expansion packs, Stellar Blade and Nier Automata, Stellar Blade and Jazz and Victory VK. Okay. I know that Stellar Blade did. It was weird. It was a Stellar Blade, Nikkei, and Nier Automata. All of that crossover was happening at the same exact time in Nikkei. It was weird. It was weird because like there was components that it's like Nier Automata, and then there would be like a weird mini component where like the mini game is a mini version of Stellar Blade. I'm like, this is weirdly layered, and I don't get it. Eh. How are you doing, Power? Comment, cosmetic. That's what I figured, yeah. Oh no, I play Goddess of Victory Nikkei. I don't play Nier. I haven't played Nier Automata yet. I've heard it's good. Haven't played it yet, though. Again, it's one of those games where I'm just like, I know I'd probably like it, but it's just like, my backlog of games is gigantic. So, when am I going to play it? Who the hell knows? Nier, wherever you are. I see what you're laying down, Albus. Let's give this a zhuzh. It's smelling delicious. I'll say that much. That's probably got like another 10 minutes or so. And then the Kuchen has about another 15, 20 minutes. Time for more space game. What game are you playing right now? What I do want to do is I want to cut some bread while I have a free moment. So, because I did buy some good bread for this. Well, good bread. I bought some decent bread for this. Only the finest of Whole Foods French baguettes. No Man's Sky. Oh yeah, I saw you were playing No Man's Sky again. I never got into it, and I know it's one of those games. I am well aware the studio redeemed themselves as far as like what they churned out at the beginning versus what the game is now. I know they've redeemed themselves. However, it has still not been enough to draw me to the game yet. Ooh, I actually need a serrated. Like, normally I could do bread with like that knife. I need a serrated knife for this. You're my paring knife. You are my serrated knife. Come on, buddy. Ugh. Come on. There we go. Already got stuck in like the bottom section of it. The best thing they've added so far is the expeditions. I know they've added a lot more stuff to it, which is nice, because I know that was the one thing the game significantly lacked at the early stages, was like, there's nothing to do in this game beyond just go from planet to planet and sell shit. Which again, that's what you want out of a game, it's fine. It's just, some people want more. Ugh. I feel like mini quest we could start with it. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing is like you start with nothing and then you kind of build up with basically with what you find, essentially. That's kind of a cool concept, though. Get bread. Let's see. Oh, shit. I do have to get parsley. Just put that on my computer. Because why not? Here, have a piece of bread, Yoshi. Have a piece of bread. There you go, buddy. Huh. Let's chop up our parsley. Nom noms. I definitely bought way too much parsley, but it's fine. Candy is getting ready for her podcast. Let's actually rinse this off in the sink. No, my bite would have been that whole thing. Can you just shove it in your mouth? Oh.
Yeah, that's not gonna do this.
There we go. I definitely can't swallow that, or even chew for that matter. I have a small mouth. I definitely wasn't going to be able to chew all that. Also, guys, if you want some fun multiplayer stuff, I will be joining Deathlord Yoshi on Tuesday next week for Peak. We're going to climb the mountain together. You can go on that cutting board for now. I almost think I took out too much. I don't know yet if she is, actually. I'll talk to her about it. Oh, God. I wouldn't see why not, but again, I don't know. Because she also may have something she was planning on already doing. I think it also might depend. I think it also depended on her finishing Dispatch, which she already did. Again, I was baffled how short the first the episode was. I need to just shove you just back a little bit. There we go. I know this is way too much parsley, but it's fine. It'll be Peak. Yeah, I played Peak a couple of times. It's fun. Am I good at it? No, but I mean, I think it's more just a fun, stupid game to play. It's more about the stupidity of the game itself than like actually being good at it, honestly. Whoopsies! Let's get this in here. Boop. And let's get you in the sink because you are soaking wet. Just put you boys in there too. And I was not expecting the parsley to get that gross while I was cutting it, but apparently it did. Also got that whole other wad of it to do something with. I don't know what yet. I'm probably gonna... I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, actually. Now that I think about it. Eh. Clean. Get that cleaned off. Yeah, actually, the only thing I'm gonna probably have to clean after stream, actually, which is kind of nice, is the my big cutting board, which is to be expected. I need the whole stovetop to clean that, just because of how goddamn big it is. Because I end up having to basically throw water on the stovetop while I have the cutting board on it and clean it that way, because it doesn't fit in my sink. Who'd have thought that a cutting board the size of my oven wouldn't fit in my sink? Oi. There we go. Oh, excuse me, Jesus. Would you like a bowl of stew? Say it again? Okay. I'll give you a tiny little bit. How about that? Maybe. I'll see why you wouldn't. It's just beef and veggies. We're almost ready to serve up our stew. That would have been bad. Especially you flip our camera view. It's looking good. Can't disagree on that front. It said when the beef is tender. Now, give me a small boy piece. Not some big honking piece of meat, just a small one. Whatever. Fuck. Okay. I think this is done, actually. Now, where's the bay leaf in there? I got no clue. I have no clue where the bay leaf is in there. So we'll find it at some point. Now, what I do have to do, though, is stir in our parsley. That's a 1/4 cup, roughly. Do a little more salt and pepper in there as well. No mukbang. Now, I've only done like one mukbang, and it was literally a charity redemption that I did for a charity stream a while back. I ended up eating like 3/4 of a red velvet cake on stream. It was a lot. Enjoy your daily crickets, Yada. I will give you a stretch in a moment, Yoshi, and some waters. Oh my god. You like your spicy nudes. I actually do have a package of Bulldog in the house right now. I haven't made it yet, but I do have it. Where is it? Oh no, it's not. It's Shin Ramyun, but it's like a spicier version. I thought it was Bulldog. It's not. No, so hold on. No, Candy's sister actually bought this when she was cat sitting for Leo. So it's Shin Ramyun and Neil Gordy. There, it's more like udon style, though. I mean, even though it just looks like ramen, I don't know why they call it udon style, because I'm like, it just looks like ramen. Like, it doesn't look like it's bigger. I eat them. That's fair. It's ramen. It's always good. Okay. No, I'll probably have them for lunch at some point this week, because I actually also have a bunch of these guys in the house as well. I got these at Costco. These are, like, pho. It's actually not bad if I want a really, really quick, like, meal. It's just like a package of pho. No, Shingle. I know Shingle is really, really good. Alright, I get a little bowl for Candy. Because Candy said she just wants a little bit. Little plating for Candy. That'll be Candy serving. $5 pulled away. That's a lot of bulldog. That's a lot of bulldog. Yes. Now, we probably will, because I know she's getting ready. Oh, bay leaf. There we go. Thank God. Because she's getting ready to record Girl Pod, so they're doing one of their last ones specifically for Halloween. So she's getting a cosplay on right now, so I know she's running around the house getting that ready. I think the one thing that's probably going to throw Candy off is probably the amount of vegetables in it, if I were to guess. Because vegetables are not really her jam. And the only other thing I could think of is, like, I don't know how she fully feels about caraway seed. I like caraway, but it can be a strong flavor. I get that. Let me get a nice little picture of this. Because I got to do this for the thumbnail. Can never hold my hands steady when I'm taking pictures. I don't know what it is. Can never hold my hands. I know. not like Fork Found in Kitchen. I know, right? She doesn't. I will say, I don't fault her for not liking vegetables, because again, vegetables are one of those things, like, if you don't have them a lot when you grow up, you just not always really gonna like them. And like, her family didn't really have vegetables. That, I mean, she jokingly says, like, a Puerto Rican family from New York City. Veggies really weren't on the menu that much, so it's like, I get it. Let's see, how did this come out? Hot. Oh god, that was hot. Flavor's good though. Flavor's good as I scorch my mouth. No, it's good. It's I think the one thing I do think I think I shredded the cabbage too finely. Which again, not the end of the world. Oh my god, it's hot. Jesus Christ. Like, I keep thinking it's cooled off enough. I think I have an odd thing with veggies. What is your odd thing with veggies, Yada? It's hot! Ugh. Let's see how our Kuchen. Whoa, that looks fucking good. Listen, I'm an impatient boy. The beef came out good, I know that much. With carrots and celery, basically anything you can eat raw, prefer them raw or cooked. Okay. Which is weird, because, like, I'm the opposite, where I'm like, I prefer, like, carrots, I prefer them cooked. I actually don't like raw carrots. I can eat them, I just don't really like them, honestly. Yeah, I generally do eat a lot of vegetables. If I have the option, I do. High power. You want to try a bite? I gave you a bowl. Do you want to try a bite here? Too hot still. Not bad. Not bad. I know it's hot. It is a candy cameo, yes. I know. I'll have to help you with that, right? The headphones. Yeah, do what you gotta do. 1 to 10, Yoshi asked. That, okay. Okay, that's, you know what? For a pretty veggie-heavy dish, that's a pretty decent score from Candy. I think this is good. This is something, though, that, like, I guarantee you eat, like, a cup and a half of it, like, you're full. Because, like, this is dense. Not in a bad way, just it's heavy. Well, if it's a veggie forward dish from Candy and it's a 7, that's a good thing in my book. I will say too, the celeriac, celery root, really, the flavor definitely tamps down with cooking it. Because I tried a little piece of it raw. It was strong. Yes, you will. 100% between the onions, the cabbage, the carrots, the garlic, the potatoes, the celery root, the leek. I keep forgetting there's leek. That's what it. You know what? That's what it is, and that's in there too. It's the leek. I think I cut the leek too small as well. Because I know the more with leeks, the more you cook them, the mushier they end up becoming, which is fine, but it definitely, I don't know. Ugh. Oh my god. Ugh. Thank you. Oy. Jesus. I almost fell. I almost fell. That would have been bad. Oh. Oh, that feels good. The more you cook them, the more water leaks out. Oh. I still have a few more minutes, Yoshi. I got another roughly 5 to 10 minutes on the Kuchen. Could have been the end of... No, I would have been fine. I would have just fallen back into the cabinet. Which probably would have been a problem, because that's not a strong cabinet. I probably would have broken through it, but that would have been other King's problem. Actually, move you back there. Oh, excuse me. Okay, the Kuchen, I almost... It says it when it's like... lightly browned. I almost feel like it's there at this point. Hold on. Let me give it an eyeball on the oven. If anyone has ever been curious about what my oven mitt says, I'll feed all you fuckers. Bionic Fox got me this as a gift one year. Oh, you know, I think that's done. I think this is done. Oh, yeah. Let me actually move the Pichelsteiner. That is a Kuchen. Why aren't I dressed like that? Because I'm not cooking outside, actually. And I used to wear an apron. I don't really anymore when I cook. It kind of tends to get in the way. I don't think it's going to be a knife. Yeah, it's not going to be knife-worthy. It has to settle a little bit, too, I think. You might have, Yada. I think it's a pretty common German dessert. So, I do want to let it cool a little bit, though, because that is still, like, even like this, it's still a little mushy. And I'm like, I don't know how... I don't really know how soft it's supposed to get or hard. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Ugh. Yeah, I want to give it a moment to like cool off. Because I think once it cools, I think that'll help solidify it a little bit too. It smells good though. I mean, it smells like raspberries, so. Ugh. There we go. Why can't I see it? There we go. I was like trying to look at my dashboard on my phone. I'm like, why can't I like make you smaller? Yeah, I want to see. It definitely made a dough on the inside, and it is coming out clean. So, I guess that's a good sign. Ooh. It is roasty toasty in this kitchen. That's all I'm gonna say. Again, it always is after I do these cooking streams, but still, it's hot. Ah! Okay. Mm-mm. I think the thing with it is that it's still setting a little bit, but like knife in and out, it's basically clean. And that's really all I care about. No. I'm gonna try it. No, I think it's supposed to be a little, not runny, but I think it's supposed to be a little bit on the softer side too. The other thing too is you can technically eat it cold as well. So that could be it too, is that it's because it's still so hot, it hasn't like firmed up yet, which is probably the thing too. Because I know there are some desserts where like they're really like, even like I made cookies last weekend, and no joke, they weren't really like solidified even when they had cooled down to room temperature, just because of the kind of cookies they were, because they were peanut butter honey cookies, so like they never really fully solidified. They were kind of like just very soft. Soon I'll get a boot for this channel. I mean, maybe. I don't see why not. I do need to get some new emotes at some point, because it's been a while since I've done emotes. And even the person that did my emotes, she's not on Twitch. She's not on Twitch anymore. We still talk to her, but she's not in the Twitch world anymore. Which again, I'm happy for her and their partner, because they're living life, doing the things. So. I'm curious. Can I get a piece out? This will be the kind of test. Can I get a piece out of there? Knowing that it's still a little soft, but I might be able. I know, unheard of. How dare they? Okay. 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 I mean, that came out. It's cakey. Definitely didn't cut that clean, but again, I think it'll probably be a little bit better. Like on top. Once it heavy duty solidifies up. That's good though. Oh, forgot the one thing. Literally, the whole reason I bought this shit, because I don't use confectioner sugar for anything. Again, I don't bake, so I never have a reason to have this in the house. my god, confectioner sugar is strong. It's just sweet for the sake of sweet. Okay, now, I don't know, Yada. I have things like I want to make. It's just finding weekends to do them, because I know like our weekends in November are pretty busy, but I know there's also some weekends where I would be able to do things. And like, could I do a weekday nights cooking stream? I could, but it would depend on like what day it is and also what I have going on the next day for work, what Candy had going on, especially because we only have one car in the house. So I don't want to like rush her knowing that I have to like get the car or get her or something like that. Holy shit, that's good. Dear Lord. That is good. It's very hot, but it's good. Ugh. Definitely burned my mouth on that one, but it's fine. Ugh. Whew. Oh my goodness. I mean, other than food, I mean, still update everything. We still have Hitogami. Still have Fallout 3. I got Fallout 3. Realistically, I don't think we have a ton of streams left of that because, like I said, I'm gonna do the Pit DLC. There's one other DLC that I have, and then it's this main storyline. Then we're done. Because I don't think I'm gonna explore the world anymore. Because I'm like, I don't. Could I find another side quest or two? Probably. Do I really feel like I need to spend my time doing it? No. Like I said, I think I've given 3 its due diligence of time. Ooh. Enjoy your lurk, Yada. Enjoy your lurk. Oh, my nosy nose. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. I'm loving that the fact that, like, because I've spilled so much over my laptop over the years, it's just, like, missing. It definitely doesn't always work properly. But, I'll check if I can do it. Because, Yoshi, the one thing about traditional Scottish haggis, there may be some ingredients I legitimately cannot buy in the United States. I have to double check, though. That's the thing. I don't think I can. There, like I said, there is a British, like a United Kingdom goods store, but it's already made haggis, so I'm not cooking anything. I'm just heating it, basically. I could probably get a sheep heart. I can't get sheep heart. I think the thing is, I'd have to look into it. I'd have to, because I feel like I've looked it up before, and I feel like there was one specific ingredient that like I legitimately cannot get in the United States. I think for like federal regulation reasons, and I want to say it's one of the organs that I can't buy in the United States, and I don't remember what it is. Because I'm sure. It's the lungs. I think it's the lungs you can't get in the United States. Now, could other butchers that maybe sell it? I don't know. I'd have to, like, really, really research that. Because even when I wanted to make Rocky Mountain oysters, I had a hard time even... Like, I still haven't made that because I couldn't find a butcher that carried them. I think the other problem is, like, I think I'm going to have to physically go to a butcher and ask them, do you have a resource to get cow's testicles? Sorry, steer's testicles? Cool. Black market sheep lungs? Absolutely not. Ooh. But I'm not going to say no to it, Yoshi. The only reason I would say no to it is legitimately if I can't legally make it. Because actually, I remember that Raven submitted one, and it was actually making horse. You legally cannot buy horse meat in New York State. I learned that when I looked that up on that stream that one day. I'm like, oh, you can't buy and eat horse in New York. Who knew? Obviously, my solution is to fly to another country and do it. That's obviously my solution. I could do a long career. I could. But I guess then I would ask the question: then does that make it traditional? Then I would say it's not traditional. That's just me, though. Oh, hi, Marmy. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. We're just finishing up our cooking. It would be an American traditional. Yeah, I know. I have a good friend. He's actually the guy that married Candy and I. He actually had a coworker from Scotland. He actually was able to make it, but I think even he said, he's like, it wasn't fully traditional Scottish haggis because there's ingredients he couldn't buy in the United States. Like, he couldn't source or buy in the United States. Good. I am doing very well, Marmy. I am warm. I am sweaty. I have food, though. We made Pichelsteiner, which is Bavarian beef stew, and we made raspberry Kuchen. What, like the guy that officiated our wedding? He was one of my fraternity brothers. He's also a wedding officiant as well. You know, through the Universalist, I'm religious church. You know, that one. It came out very good, Marmy. It was my first time making it too. Have I heard of albondigas? No. What is that? Google search. Tell me something. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's the AI overview I never tried. Oh, it's a Mexican meatball soup. Okay. Tell me more. But what makes it Mexican, though? Not to be a dick, I'm just like, what makes it Mexican? That is an interesting mix of spices, though. I'm looking in here. That's green beans, spearmint, and parsley. That is an interesting recipe. It's a very interesting medley. You know, no. You know what? It actually makes sense because I guarantee what it is. It's Spanish, but it's like the Basque Spanish, so it's like the more like Mediterranean influence cooking from like obviously from like when the Moors came through, essentially. Digas these nuts. Mexican albondigas. Absolutely, sure. Shut up, cats. No, what's these? It's okay. I'd say you could no, fugu. I don't want to kill myself by accident. It's more mid. That's exactly it. Like the way I'm reading it, I'm like, it's definitely like a lot more like Middle Eastern. Because like as soon as I saw like spearmint, I'm like, a spearmint in meat specifically. I'm like, oh, that's like Middle Eastern. Like that. Like it's always like the mix of like a minty flavor and meat. I always kind of equate with like that style of cooking. Need to sug on for his ligma. I am so very toasty warm. You can tell I'm oh, okay, there we go. Okay. I know who we're rating now that they're finally online. Because we were stalling. I am 5% Basque, the meals of my people. Exactly. Friends, that's where we're going to wrap up for the day because I am warm, I am full, and I think it came out good. Would I make the Pichelsteiner again? I might. It's a lot of work, though. It's a lot of work, but if I was having like a big group of people to cook for, then yeah, it's worth it. The Kuchen, absolutely, I would make that again. That was stupidly easy to make that. Like, that was like no joke. I would normally have all the stuff I would need for that in the house normally. Beyond like heavy whipping cream, I'm like, I always have fruit, I always have sugar, I always have eggs, I always have flour in the house. That's literally all it needs. But I'm out. Candy will be back tomorrow with not Dispatch because she finished Dispatch. I'll be back on not Monday actually because I have to go to the office on Monday, so I'm not gonna be home until later that night. So I'm not gonna be streaming on Monday. I'm gonna figure out when I'm gonna stream next week. I don't know yet because I have to go to the office literally Monday and Wednesday. You know, the days I stream. So it might be like a Thursday, Saturday stream for me next week, and that'll be it. But on Tuesday night I will be on Yoshi's channel playing some Peak. Now we are Albus, whatever you want to send me. But yeah, I know who we're gonna raid off to. We're gonna go say hi to Miss Simothy Soupy. Soup is on, peeking out exactly. Soup is on. They just started up there playing Bloodborne. Fun fact, friends, Bloodborne was one of the earliest games I ever streamed on Twitch, actually. I started as a Genshin streamer, and then I streamed... Actually, Bloodborne was the first stream where I actually ever had my voice on stream. That was the first time I actually ever had a mic'd stream. So, yeah, I started as a no-camera, no-mic streamer. Fun fact. But, actually, let me do my raid commands as well. But yeah, go show Soup some love. What did we learn from this stream? Be sure to blow on your food before you try to eat it, or you'll... Furry! Thank you for the resub, buddy! Guys, go check out Furry. Go check out the Furry sub bees. He's a good bee. Last seen playing Date Everything. Furry, thank you for the resub, buddy. We are just wrapping up. But we're gonna go say hi to Soup. Go show Soupy some love. And yeah, with that being said, friends, no matter where you are in this big and beautiful wide world, have a beautiful morning, a beautiful evening, and a beautiful night. And join us in Discord, and I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.